All right, so we're gonna look at another video today with Hi-Tek. And Hi-Tek is also, I know we talked about Focus last time, but Hi-Tek is another producer that doesn't give a lot of love because not only does he produce, I didn't know he rapped like that. I didn't. Again, I'm young. I'm just learning about him this year or whatnot. But he's great. He's great at what he does. But we're gonna go ahead and take a look at Hi-Tek, and he just creating. This is called creating a beat from scratch. It's from his channel. I'll put the channel in the description. But we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the video. All right, Hi-Tek technology.
Yeah. What up, dope? Welcome to the Tech Lab. Let's go make a beat. Yo, I'm about to mic this tom drum up, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna mic up some tom drums so I can get me some little time. Boom, boom. That's my man Big D right there. He been around for forever, you know what I'm saying? Since the real basement. Now we in this big, you know, the Tech Lab now.
Which is
been
cool.
around since the basement, so he know everything I know. He just don't do it. He just support. See, I want to get this time sound, but you know, I like the authentic sound. I like the analog, the real sounds. I don't really like getting that stuff off the computer. You know what I'm saying? Over compressed. I can do all of that stuff afterwards. You know what I'm saying? So
Click pause. All right, so yeah, so I'm noticing as far as with these videos because I think they were either made around the same time or made around the same era. Probably like what between had to be between 2004 and maybe 2010. I was definitely a kid during that era. I didn't graduate high school until 2011, but I do notice a lot of people during that era had a lot of pushback with digital digital production. Let me switch with digital production because I guess it was still a little newer than what we have now. Because now everybody that I know is in a DAW somehow. They're either in Ableton, FL Studio, Studio One, Pro Tools. Because I know Pro Tools is just like that's the original thing. So a lot of studios, a lot of professional studios are on Pro Tools. But there was a lot of pushback back then. But there is benefit to again what he's doing, creating your own drums, to create your own sound. Because you're playing it and you're gonna get certain sonics when you're miking your equipment or when you're miking your drums. Whether it's the placement, you get the sound from the placement or the type of mic there is. Because there are different mics have different frequency ranges. And you can get so like some crushed. You can get like a cheap mic. You get a crushed sound because it's lower. It's a lower bit rate, or you could get also a mic with a I guess with a clearer sound, right? And there are several type of mics. You have your dynamic mics. You have your Raven mics, and you also have your condenser mics, and those all have different frequency ranges, and then uh, I guess different bit rates depending on the type of mic that you have. But I guess that's a lot of advanced stuff. There's a lot of sciencey stuff or whatever. But yeah, he's right in. I'm not gonna say he's right. I respect his opinion on the analog. Like again, I make my own drums too. Like it's you can hit something, you get a bass drum, snare, hi hat, and you can go and you can tweak it inside the computer because you still use the computer either way. You still gonna use it unless you just full on just in analog land and you gonna run everything through the mixer and through the outboard gear and you're not gonna use a computer at all. That's different. But you're always if you go in if you going to use a DAW to mix your drums, you still use a computer. But I'm gonna go ahead and press play.
right now, we're gonna get that. Then I'm gonna blend that with something else. I ain't gonna tell you yet. We'll get to that.
Layer drums, that's good too.
for all y'all self-taught producers and up-and-coming producers, you know what I'm saying? Everybody that working at the crib or just working however they can, you know, if you want to learn how to mic up a snare, it don't really matter. It's all about how it sounds.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
I agree. You know, what I've learned from watching people, you know, you mic from the top, you put one at the bottom, you know, the bottom of the snare. Yo, come over here, dude. Get this right here. You know what I'm saying? Get the snare. Bop!
Yeah.
You know, you got the great engineer getting the level, so we're gonna mic the snare up so we can get a nice little shneeze in. How it sound? Good?
And really just pausing that, like, again, he's right. Like, it's all about how it sound. Like, you can get samplers. Samplers have mics in it now. You can get whatever sound you want to get in there. You can just put the sampler to what you're beating and then get the sound. Again, you can tweak it. So let's go ahead and play. It's, you know, there's nothing more to say about that. And it's Luca drum. Yeah. Yep, you get it. All right, maybe I'm overhyping his drum skills just a little bit, but he could drum. You can tell he could drum. You can tell he know what he's doing in the studio. You can tell that. And with that, again, there's a lot of pushback on people using MPCs. He will be using MPC in here. And using, I guess, controllers to make music. Just because you make a controller don't mean you're not talented. Just because you're using the technology for what it was used for now, because apparently wasn't used for sampling. It wasn't used to sample whole music back then. It was just used to sample certain instruments. But because you use that, it don't mean you don't know you're not musical. You are musical. You're just using a different tool for music. There is nothing wrong with, number one, you're not untalented just because you use an MPC or just because you don't play, I guess what do I want to say? A conventional instrument. And then even, like, for instance, even if you play a guitar is not an electric guitar is not a conventional instrument. The electric guitar was made during the time where, like, it wasn't even that long ago. It wasn't that long ago. It was within the last century. The last century, what was 24 years ago? No, 25 years ago. The last century, okay. The last century was 25 years ago. But y'all get the point. Yeah, it was made in the 20th century. That's not old at all. But most people, when they talk about instruments, they are talking about, you know, a guitar, electric guitar, right? Some people play trumpets, but don't, like, just because you use MPC, that's all I'm saying. Just because you use an MPC don't mean you're talented. You're actually just on, I'll say, on a different level of instrumentation. Because now something that's already been composed, all you doing now is just flipping it, twisting it, and turning it, slicing and dicing, doing whatever you want with it to make something new. That's what food is cooking. It's cooking. But you know, musically. All right, I'm done. I'm done for my mini rant. Let's go.
So that's the time I sampled. That's a sample from the time
MPC.
drum I got.
MPC.
So right now we're gonna truncate it. We're gonna trim it down.
Okay, that's cool. The fact that you can just sample it.
Little kick to it.
And that's a good sound. I ain't gonna lie.
We'll add some boom boom to the time, you know? Make it real big. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. No, so simple. Again, he's playing the MPC, but he knows how to play the drums. But you can play, because it's not an official drum set, you do have to play it differently than you would a drum set, because you're using, on a drum set, you're using all 4 limbs. On the MPC, yes, you have multiple fingers, but if you're not, you got to practice that to be coordinated enough to hit every instrument or every sound that you need to hit on the MPC. So again, I did say before, I do play in my kicks and snares, and I do, and also I put it in my my hi-hats. I'll either make them roll, like do automatically note repeat on the hi-hats, or I do the 16 levels, and I'll just play with the hi-hats with the 16 levels. With this too, like he's, just making a simple beat. Like, and I will say, there is a part coming up that I'm gonna have to like turn down because I want to receive a copyright strike. But yeah, I mean he ain't. I mean it's producing, it's production. It is. Let's go ahead and play it.
Hold on. So we got the drums.
Yep.
We're gonna right now we're gonna dig in the crates and see what I found in the record room. See what we can come up with.
So I have to turn this down. You could go watch the regular video, but again, he's finding it simple. He already made the drums, or I'm not gonna say he made a drum pattern. He just made his drums, and now he found the record that he's gonna use. And what he's doing, he's just basically spinning the record, right? Just finding that break. Finding the get down, as the old hip hop heads used to say. Finding the get down, but just find that sample.
You sound like nothing right now.
And now he's just playing. He about to play, play what he need to play. And again, it's just about finding that groove. Again, I'm not going to I'll keep saying it again. I'm not going to play the full video at full volume, but what I will do, again, unless you watch what he's doing, is hit the pad, finding the groove. And that's what it's all about. When you sample, you're trying to find that groove. And especially when you chop it up, when you're chopping, you're trying to find that groove that's going to give you the best possible sounds musically. So he's just hitting it, finding the groove, checking levels.
Take a little bottom up out of there, so it'll be a little clearer.
So he was mentioning EQing, just pretty much taking the rumble out of the bottom.
We're gonna take that tom drum. We're gonna take the tom drum and add some flavors to it. Yeah, we're gonna add some kicks and drums.
All right, and there you go. And he's just basically cooking up. And I think this is a fire beat too. Again, you can watch the original video. I will have it in the description because I do not want to get a copyright claim. Hopefully this video does not get a copyright claim. Turn this down a little bit more. But with that, and now, is that a Yamaha? It might be a Yamaha. I'm not sure. I have to look at the rest of the keyboard. It might be. Let me pull it up a little bit. All right. So with this one, he's adding the bass line. With this one, he's adding the bass line. And I think every record, especially hip hop, maybe some hip hops, but a conventional hip hop record, a conventional record where you do want the groove, you want a bass line in it. But I will go ahead and stop it there. So again, this is a video I was gonna edit and I was just gonna release it, but I wanted to react to it instead. But yeah, it shows again his process and the producer's process of going from what you like, I guess going for pieces, again, getting your ingredients together, even going shopping for ingredients when you're looking for samples and chopping, chopping the way you want to chop it up, mixing the ingredients together, and then going into the session cooking. You just go into the session cooking, and then you see come out and then see what type of dish you made. Is it going to be delicious? Is it going to be nasty? That's up to you. That's up to your ear. That's up to the people you want to bring your dish to. But that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you like the video. I hope to bring more videos to you. But until then, see you next video.